Today, I want to talk about 3 little tricks in Adobe Premiere Pro that honestly I wish I knew when I had started, all those 20 years ago. Now, this is partially specific to Premiere Pro, but you can do this in pretty much every editing software under the sun to some extent. So if you have questions on how to do it in your software, let me know in a comment. The first trick, and honestly the trick that I use the most, is saving your presets. So if you come over here into Effects, and you'll see this little presets folder, you can see that I have quite a few in here. But basically, anytime you do something in Premiere, you can save that as a preset. So let's look at this footage that I got here. I got this little drone clip that's clearly taking a minute to load because, you know, I'm doing 1,000 things on my computer, and it's an old computer. But let's say that I wanted to have a little scale up. So I'll add a little scale keyframe here. We'll scrub forward a tiny bit and another scale keyframe. Let's make it a little bit bigger. Why not? If you come up to your effect, and this can go for any effect. This can be for a blur, for a transform effect. If you right click it, you can click Save Preset. And then you save it as a whatever motion preset. I would definitely recommend naming it whatever it is for you. So for me, this could be scale up. And then the type is either scale, anchor to endpoint, or anchor to outpoint. So if you hit scale, it's going to try to fit it to however long your clip is. So if you have a clip that's 10 frames and it lasts 10 frames, if you apply that same effect to a clip that's 100 frames, it will last 100 frames. Anchor to endpoint will start that saved preset right at the beginning of your endpoint of your clip. And anchor to outpoint does the exact opposite, anchors it to the outpoint. I like scale for most things, but you just got to play with it. You got to see what's going to work for you. When you hit OK, you're going to see it pop up down here somewhere. There it is, scale up. And from there, you can just take that and drag that onto any clip. So let's say that I didn't have these keyframes. I'm going to delete those. If I take this and I drag it onto my clip, boom, we got keyframes again. And notice that it was at the exact same point because, oh yeah, we set it to scale. That's right, babies. I'm going to delete that preset because I don't use that type of preset a lot. But you can see I have a ton in here. I have some that I just called test. Don't do that. Name all your things. But I have little slow zooms, slow zoom in more, slow zoom out. One of my favorites is fly in and fly out, which again is it's one of those scale ones. But that's where I took this transform effect and I added in some position keyframes here, and I made it nice and smooth. And it's there, and then it flies out at the end. It's kind of neat. It's nice when you need a quick effect. You don't feel like building out those keyframes every time. You can build it once, set it, and forget it. Trick number 2 is to utilize your keyboard shortcuts to speed up your editing. Now, if you're just getting into video editing, it can be really tempting to break open your cut tool, and you make your edit here, and then you come over here and you make your edit. And then you switch over to the select tool, and then you delete that, and then you grab this clip and you kind of nudge it back, and there you go, whatever. Let's undo that. If you're a little bit more advanced, you might use your cut tool and then hit B on your keyboard, and that's going to bring in our ripple edit tool, and you can drag that, and then it's going to snap back automatically. You're saving yourself some time. But if you really want to speed up your workflow, you got to use keyboard shortcuts. So I'm going to show you mine real quick. You're going to go up to your top bar, click Premiere Pro, Keyboard Shortcuts, and the 3 that I use constantly, and I do mean constantly, are Add Edit to All Tracks, Ripple Trim Previous Edit to Playhead, and Ripple Trim Next Edit to Playhead. So let me show you how those work. While I'm scrubbing through my footage here, let's say I want to find a point where this camera's moving in a way that I like. I want to start this move right about here. So here's my playhead. That's this little kind of arrow with the line pointing down. That's our playhead. If I'm in this window, you got to make sure your window's selected. If I hit 1, it's going to add an edit there. Boom. So easy. And it's going to do it through multiple tracks. So if I had 2 instances of this clip and I hit 1, both of them have that same effect. The other thing that we can do here is if we wanted to use that ripple effect, let's find where we want that shot to start. Let's say maybe right about here. And I want this to be the start of this clip. If I hit 2, you're going to see that it shortened everything, and it actually brought the back part of the clip all the way to the front here, got rid of that whole entire first section. So now we have our clip moving. Wonderful, beautiful. You'll love to see it. Once we have our shot where we know we like it, okay, let's say we want it to end about there. Again, instead of hitting 1, selecting this, hitting delete, no, we don't got to do all that. We can just hit 3. And just like that, we have our clip selected. And you'll get to a point when you're editing where it's like, okay, here we go. We have 1. We're going to cut that there. Person A starts speaking here. We're going to hit 2. Okay, they're done speaking here. We're going to hit 1 again. We're going to hit 2. Shorten that up. Come back here to the end, hit 3. And the cool thing is, while you're doing this, all of those clips, because it's a ripple trim, are going to be kind of suctioning back to the clip before them. So you don't have to worry about all of this empty space in your timeline. And also a quick little tip, if you do have empty spaces, like let's say your timeline's looking a little bit, a little bit like this. If you select all your clips, you go up to sequence in the top bar and hit close gap. That'll close those up for you as well. You're still going to have that from time to time, but this is just a huge time saver for you. And last but certainly not least, a little trick that I wish I knew is that plugins are your best friend. Admittedly, I have a lot more plugins in After Effects than I do in Premiere. Motion actually just came out with their Premiere version of their plugin, and Motion is hands down my favorite plugin for After Effects. I actually don't even have it in my Premiere yet, but one plugin that I do use a lot, and this is not an affiliate thing at all because I don't have an affiliate thing with them, is called AutoCut. And you saw a few more pop up there. I have Boombox installed. That's by the same company who makes Motion. That's just a bunch of sound design things. I have something called Silence Remover, which I don't use all that much because AutoCut kind of took its place. But AutoCut, once it loads in here, lets you AutoCut silences, AutoCut a podcast, put some captions on. I never use the auto B-roll because I don't like the B-roll that AI adds. AutoCut repeats, so if there's somebody that's giving a take and they repeat the same thing over and over and over again, you can just kind of automatically cut that out. These tools exist to save you time. So take advantage of them, save yourself some time, some energy. Even tools like Motion, which I'm not demonstrating here, they're going to help you to make your keyframes look a lot smoother, and they honestly save so much time, so many hours in edit. And in my opinion, this is where AI is okay. I'm not a fan of generative AI, but when it comes to the little mundane tasks, going through and deleting little chunks of silence because you're seeing them in the waveform down here, we don't need to do all that. We can use plugins. So a great website for that is aescripts.com. They usually have great prices, great sales going on. Again, not affiliated. That's just who I use personally. And then there are obviously other websites like Mount MoGraph, who makes Boombox and Motion. And I'll be doing a whole other tutorial just on Motion alone because I'm not even joking. That program, that plugin has saved me probably 400 or 500 hours in edit, if I had to guess. I mean, minimally. It's absolutely wild. But don't be afraid to use plugins. They can be scary, but they can also be insanely helpful for little things that maybe Premiere just kind of forgot to put in. Like if you have a bunch of different clips on your timeline, like let's say I went through here and these are all just separated out, whatever, we have a few clips on our timeline. If I wanted to export all of these separately, I'd have to go through, set my in and out point, and then I have to hit export and all that jazz. There's a plugin that lets you just export those clips individually, and it's amazing. So if you can think it, there's probably a plugin for it. Google's your best friend. aescripts.com is your best friend. And you know what? You'd be my best friend if you go ahead and hit subscribe. How'd you like that transition? Guys, that's all I got for this video. I appreciate you checking this out. Let me know in the comments what types of things you'd like to see in the future, what types of tutorials or help you may need in Premiere Pro. I want to help you out. All right, and with that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.